How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel True Savage representing the Sci-Fi Society, and joining me is my friend Ninit from Germany. We go back all the way to the movie Dojo Army roots, and finally, I had to get him on a video discussion for the Sci-Fi Society, and I needed to have the Sci-Fi Society's original Jedi Master on here talking about Star Wars, because honestly, me and Nina go way back, probably like to 2021, through the movie Dojo Army with that fat samurai guy and Lady Fat Blood, and man, like we're already at volume 34, and I had to literally get needed on here because as me being a Star Wars fan, I can honestly say that I'm not to that point where I'm not to that level where Nenad is. And you know, if Nenad were to have the chance to show like how much of a Star Wars fan that he is, I had to tell myself, like, we got to get him on here, man. And it is his long awaited debut on a video discussion, especially for the Sci-Fi Society Volume 34. And everyone, you all know we are the Sci-Fi Society, and we are going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And this is just something I'm going to explain to myself, that I'm not a traditionalist. I'm not really a traditionalist, but I did think that the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones were okay, but this installment is, for me, my favorite in the prequel series. And of course, it is because we see Anakin's transition into the legendary Darth Vader. And me and Nina will talk about a little bit, very, very little of the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones to give a little bit more insight, since we're going straight into Episode 3. And Nina, my brother, welcome. Long-awaited motherfucking debut, man. Finally, great to have you on here. And before we start, if you already seen some of the videos I do with the guys in the Sci-Fi Society and True Savage Gaming video discussions, I always like to get everybody's take on when they first saw or when they were first introduced to any series, rather genre, whether it be Godzilla, anime, Star Wars, all of that. So my brother, my German brother, man, when was the first time you were introduced to Star Wars?
Oh, that's a long, long time ago. Like they say, it's long, long time in a galaxy far, far
Far
away.
away.
So, for me, the first movie came out 77, and 77 I was only 3 years old, so I didn't know what Star Wars is. The second movie was 1980. I was about 6, and not so much realized. You have to think about, in Germany, the movie came out in, I believe, 6. So because of the dubbing, sometimes the movies come out 6 months or 1 year after they released in the US. So
Yeah.
nowadays it's no problem because of the internet. They can. So now it's like same day or sometimes 1 day earlier than in the US because our release dates are on Thursdays in Germany. The new movies come out on Thursdays, but they do some special screenings on Wednesdays. So the first movie I remember is the last one. So it's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That was 1983. And yeah, absolutely. We were talking about it in the school. I got my toys. I still have my original toys from back in the days.
Oh wow.
Um, and yeah, they are somewhere here. So it's maybe I will when we do the next stream for another Star Wars movie. Maybe I will prepare something so that I can show it. But right now, the only thing I can show you right now is uh, it's tough. The only thing I can reach now is had nothing to do with Star Wars.
It got
It's
rolled in.
Rodan.
Yeah.
So but I believe it could be also a good transition because some of the aliens in the Star Wars movies fit perfectly also into the Godzilla verse. So maybe there is a cool spin-off with the kaijus and Star Wars. So maybe we will see one day a Jedi fighting Rodan, or maybe an army of Jedi's fighting Godzilla. But
Like,
we don't know. There is something like Godzilla and the Justice League. So,
yeah.
but that's not the case right now. But it would be interesting because it's all under um, like Justice League and Godzilla. Why not? So maybe Star Wars versus kaiju's. Why
So
not? I would watch it because when you realistic, the some of the aliens in the Star Wars universe could come out of a kaiju movie.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
So
then yeah. And then so you first saw, you didn't get a chance to see the original Star Wars, which is A New Hope. So you
no, I was too young. We have in Germany all three movies, the original movies, were w- we have something like in the US with the is it MPA, the guys who say this movie has to be, you have to be a certain age.
oh yeah.
Is it the MPA?
I think it's parental guidance, or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. In Germany, the movies were um, we have something called FSK. That means Freiwillige Selbstkontrolle. That's a organization who watching the movies and tell you have to be a certain age to watch the movie. And the Star Wars movies were you have to be at least 12 years to watch the movies, but I was way too young to watch them in cinema. So it took a long, long time till till we saw them, till I first, till I really see the movies first time because you had to be a certain age and then they came out on VHS and you had to wait. But we knew about it and they had the toys. So it was also very big in Germany. So yeah, that's my first introduction to Star Wars, and like I was too young to go to the cinema to watch the movie. I that's why I was happy when I could see the remastered version of Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6 in cinemas when they came out. I believe it was 1960, 1996 or something.
Yeah.
So, so what some of these dates. So I was happy to see them in cinema because nothing beats cinema when you have movies like this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, no, I agree. And well, which one? I think you said which one. So you did see them. You saw them you saw them in the mid 90s then. On
in cinema,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I saw them way earlier on VHS with
Okay.
with with friends at home, and we played with the toys. So I had friends who had more money than my parents, and one of them. So I brought my toys, and the other had this toy, and one had the Millennium Falcon, the other one had the Death Star, because these toys were very expensive, and it was tough to pay a lot of money for these toys. So we gathered together and played all the Star Wars movies with our imagination. So one guy was Darth Vader, the other one was Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca. So it was fun, and seeing these movies on VHS is something different than watching him in cinema on the big screen.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's absolutely beautiful to watch them on the big screen.
Yeah. No, man, and you know what? Honestly, I like I said, like since I wanted to bring somebody who's actually, that I know, the only person I know who's a huge Star Wars fan aside from Jedi Granville, Walter, and a lot of us in the Sci-Fi Society, also are fans of Star Wars, and I mean, like you knew growing up in that time that Star Wars was like Beatlemania, man. It was everywhere, toys, apparel, models,
Oh,
collectibles.
hold on, I have to go a little bit back to the window
Okay,
so that the light is better.
okay, that's fine.
Wait. Okay.
Okay,
Oops. I hope it's good now.
that's fine. Yeah, you look great. You look fine.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then yeah, so the Star Wars mania was insane, man, and like I grew up later, so I was born in 1980, so I think the first movie I saw, I think was the first movie I saw was Empire Strikes Back. I didn't even see the original first Star Wars until I was probably a teenager. So I only saw Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and then I'm like, well, where's the other one? So I saw the original Star Wars, and like, okay, now it's connecting. But I mean, I think I had one or two uh, collectibles figures. I think I had Chewbacca, and I think I had a stormtrooper, but I don't know what happened to him. And then I did have a 12-inch C3PO. I had a 12-inch C3PO figure, man, that was very old, scratched up, and I was like, should I keep it or sell it? So I ended up selling it for about maybe about $50. And but now that I think to myself, I should have kept it. I should have just kept it. But as
Yeah,
far
but you never know when you're a kid and you're young. Hold on a second.
yeah,
That's I have to I have to get something better here.
that's fine.
So okay. Yeah, you never know about stuff like this. With the hold on, keep on. I will check out with some figures.
Yep.
Maybe okay, hold on. I,
The only ones I really do have are just the first. I have the whole set of movies, of the original movies that I enjoy, but
yeah.
I
Oh, hold on. I will check this out. So maybe I can bring some toys here.
I mean, my pride and joy is really this the trilogy for the original Star Wars. This one right here is my
Okay.
pride and joy, man.
Okay, hold on.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Yeah. One second. So Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, and Star
So,
Wars.
okay. Oh, okay. So, okay. Holy shnikes. So,
It's all good, man.
okay. Then, okay. So, I have here. It's a little bit dusty. This is the
Speeder.
yeah, the speeder from Star Wars, and there you have Obi-Wan and Luke in it.
Oh wow.
So this is from 1978. Then we all know this guy.
Yep. Vader.
Then this guy,
Yeah.
Biff Fortuna. So an
Ewok.
Ewok,
Ewok. Chewbacca.
Chewie.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, and Han
Han Solo.
Solo, Leia,
Yeah.
and
R2.
R2D2. I don't know if I have C3PO, but these are some of the toys I have, and I have
Oh, the Millennium Falcon. Damn.
this one. Yeah, and up there it's on my um, shelf. It's the Red 5 with from Star Wars and the X-wing from Luke Skywalker.
Oh, X-wing. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I don't know you had the Millennium Falcon.
yeah, but let me check. I believe this is not the an old one because you can see you can open it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Hey, but it's still a version of the Millennium Falcon. That's all that matters.
yeah, absolutely. So that's a couple of toys I have, and it's I have some more toys, but it's up there on the shelf,
Yeah, this
and
one,
it's
this
a chaos.
yeah, this is my pride and joy that I have of the Star Wars, man. That it's just the original, like I showed you before. It's the trilogy of all three plus the special features and the making. The only thing is they switched up a lot of it, but that's good, man. Like I don't have any. I mean, me as me being a collector, well, you former collector, I never had any. I should have kept the ones I had, but hey, you know what? I mean, I have these, I have this, and this is like over 20 years old, and I'm surprised it's still in good condition. So it's like,
Yeah, you never know. It's like yeah, I'm lucky that I still have my toys, so I'm really lucky. So that's good. That's good. So
yeah,
because we played with them, and so they're yeah. What can I say? They're banged up,
they're the childhood.
and
They're the best. They're
yeah,
the best part of our childhood, and I wish, like I said, I got into Star Wars deeply since I am a sci-fi. I am a sci-fi enthusiast, science fiction enthusiast, but I there was a time where I knew we were going to talk about Star Wars, and I had to do it now, man. Especially with the fact that I can get you on here, and then all of that, like all of that you have, man. Especially being in Germany, in Europe, man. It's that all of that is like, I mean, shit. Like people would do over here to get what you have, man. It's like just because everybody's so Star Wars crazy, and it's
yeah.
yeah, and it's
I know. That's very yeah. But back in the day, Star Wars was big, really big.
mhm.
Every toy store had these toys. I believe there were like 9 Deutschmark, and that if it was very, compared to now, it was very expensive to get all these toys. So you had to save a lot of your money you're getting from the parents, or doing some stuff and getting money, or from grandparents. They gave you, sometimes here you have a little bit money, so, and then you go and buy a toy.
Yeah, and then I'll say before we get into the movie, and a little bit talking about the first two episodes, which is one and two. Um, I did play though. I will tell you, I played the hell out of the video games, man. Where they had for the Super Nintendo, they had Super Star Wars, and they had Super Empire Strikes Back, and they had Super Return of the Jedi. And I played the dog crap out of those because I would go and rent them on weekends. When I believe I was in middle school, and me and my friend will walk all the way to the what do you call it, to the rental, to the, to the what do you call it, the rental store, to rent movies, games, and they had them there. And I was like, wow, we didn't know they would have them, so we did. We played it. We played that. They were very very difficult, but we played the hell out of them, man, and they were fun too. They were really fun, and you could play as Chewbacca, you could play as Luke, you could play as Han. I think one you had you could play as Obi-Wan, and I believe there was a lot of Star Wars even at that time, man. In the 90s was always something that people would aim to, and or people would steer towards, because it's people were fans of it. And Star Wars has left such a it has such a big huge following, a fan base, a community, and it's been around forever, man. And people will say this: people are very 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 that I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that are diehard Star Wars fans, man.
Yeah, I know they're really die hard, but um, sometimes it's tough to listen to some of them, because they have such such an pre mind, and for some of them, the only original Star Wars are episode 4, 5, and 6. So, and they don't care about the prequels. I am not that type of guy. I love every content of Star Wars. I'm happy they bring out Star Wars so much, and new stories and everything, because if there is, so let's be honest, Star Wars was originally made for kids.
Yep.
So and if we're true, it's still for kids, and I hope that through the new Star Wars stuff, maybe they come and watch the original Star Wars stuff and want to research, okay, where does it come from? Where comes all these famous lines, and who is Yoda? And then they can see all the new stuff, and I'm happy about it. So I don't understand sometimes the hate they have for movies that are coming out now. They talking about episode 10, 11, and 12, and still there are some people who are saying, oh, what the fuck, I don't want to watch that, only blah. So I don't care. They have it, as much Star Wars they bring out, I'm more happy. So maybe new audience, new kids will love. So if you're a true fan, how can you hate on Star Wars and the new stuff? You can be happy that they bring out Star Wars stuff and for a new generation, and that the franchise lives on for a long time, maybe longer than I live, maybe in 100 years. Um, there's a new audience, and I hope Star Wars will keep going, 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 and going. So I'm happy that we have Star Wars. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. So watch whatever you want to watch, but let people have their fun. So I'm a big Ahsoka fan. So she's my number one character in Star Wars, because her character arc from being Anakin's Padawan up to fighting him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's great to see all the stuff, or the Clone Wars, Rebels, and it's absolutely great that we get all the stuff and we can see it. So I just have only love for Star Wars. Okay, there is some stuff I don't like, but then I don't watch it. So it's okay for me. So I have to. For me, if I don't like something, I don't watch it and I don't talk about it. So why should I talk about something I don't like? I only talk about stuff I like. And we are doing now episode 3 of the prequels. And do I love them? No, but I respect them that they're here. So they try to tell the story of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, I'm there. And that's their backstory. Is it a perfect backstory for me? No, but there are a lot of people who love the stories. These movies are now, I believe, over 20 years, and they have their fan base. So I cannot talk bad about their fan base, because episode 1, 2, and 3 is for the for this generation who grew up with the movies, who were children, like I was a child when I watched episode 4, 5, and 6. They have a meaning for them. So how who am I to judge them what they have to love or not? So for them, episode 4, 5, and 6 is my childhood, and episode 1, 2, and 3 is their childhood. So, and they have memories, and it's okay, and that's good. But for me, as a fan of the originals, there is some stuff in all the 3 prequel movies. Sorry, that doesn't make sense for me. But we will come up to all these points when we talk about episode 3.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely, man. And yeah, like I said too, before we get started, man, and like I want to elaborate on that too. Like a lot of the people in the Star Wars community or fan base, like they're very narrow minded, man. They don't open their minds, and then other people may, and you know this as well. Like we've all talked about this too on many group chats and stuff, that not everybody's gonna like the same thing. So we all grew up in different eras. Like your era was episode 4, 5, and 6, and mine was 4, 5, and 6. But I still took a bit of a liking to the prequels, 1, 2, and 3. And I didn't get past when I got to 7, to the Force Awakens, and I haven't even I haven't seen the Last Jedi, or any of those, or even I didn't get to really finish the Rise of Skywalker or anything like that. So I just but I but getting to what you're saying, jumping on what you were saying before we start, it makes sense. Not everybody's gonna have like what's put out there. But
Yeah,
there are kids, that like maybe that are the later generation, the generation behind us, that like the prequels, and then maybe some people liked the recent modern ones. So, but it's like with me, I liked certain things from the prequels, from 1, 2, and 3. But are they good? Are they really good? In my opinion, they're okay, but they're not. Maybe just for me, that's why we're talking about episode 3, because episode 3 for me was my favorite out of the prequels. But did it have a lot of holes? Of course it did. Did it have a lot of like moments like, what are you thinking, like, what the hell? How does that make sense? There's a lot of that, but I
yeah. For me, the biggest problem in episode 3 is the dialogues. So I have a I have a huge problem with the dialogues and with the evolvement of the story for me. But we will get there. That um my take of it is that episode 3 is kind of this. I don't want to say destroy. It's a little flaw about the redemption arc we had on episode 4, 5, and 6 with Darth Vader.
Yeah,
So all we know in episode 6, that Darth Vader has a redemption, and he actually has a good heart and is killing Palpatine. And but for me, episode 3, with some um, stuff, what happens in episode 3, it kind of killed off the redemption arc for me. I'm only talking for me about Darth Vader. So it's, but I understand people love the character of Darth Vader, and he's a goddamn good villain. So, but for me, there's a particular scene in episode 3. Nah, they shouldn't have done it. That
yeah.
that's that's that, when we're coming to that scene, we will talk about it. But for me, okay, that's, I don't know
It's all
why.
good,
Why
man.
should they have to do it?
Yeah, we'll get to it, man. But as far as that, we already got our backstories on when we saw them, when we first saw Star Wars, and now we will get to Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith for the Sci-Fi Society. And now, since we finally got, after his long-awaited debut, Nenad on here, we're gonna get straight to Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And Star Wars 3, Revenge of the Sith is a 2005 American epic space opera film written and directed by George Lucas, the sequel to Attack of the Clones 2002, and the sixth installment in the Star Wars film series, and the third installment in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, and the third chronological chapter of the Skywalker saga. The film stars Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Hayden Christensen, Ian McDermott, Samuel L. Jackson, Christopher Lee, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, and Frank Oz. So, as we get into Revenge of the Sith, well, I'll take it from here and then I'll pass it down to Nina. So we come to this, somewhere in a galaxy far, far away, which is iconic for any Star Wars fan, anybody who's into Star Wars. So now we're in the middle of a war that's been going on for 3 years, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is now a general, and his Padawan, which is probably not a Padawan anymore. It's his partner is Anakin Skywalker, and they are in the middle of a battle against General Grievous over Coruscant, which is Coruscant is known as the probably the main. It's like the main hub of the storylines in the prequel series. And there's battles going. There's droids. There's Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker on their fighters. R2D2 is there. All of the characters we all know and love that came from even the first era are there. R2's there. C3PO is there. And how could you not love R2D2, man? R2D2 is a character, bro. He's literally a character, and he's helping. He's literally an astro droid that helps in battle, and he's assisting Anakin Skywalker. And then we have poor R4, who doesn't even have like 10 minutes into the film, and she gets she gets killed. But unfortunately, they start off with the battling. Buzz droids attack Obi-Wan's fighter. They start really dismantling his fighter. Anakin tries to help out. R2 tries to help out, and eventually they end up having they do make it into probably the main ship where Grievous is located, but they have to actually crash land in there. And then we have the traditional Jedi style of their lightsaber fighting style, and it's flashy. It's very, very. I will say this, needed just to mention, man. To start off, they pretty in this film, to me, they went pretty far in how the fighting style and just the beauty of lightsaber, of being a lightsaber Jedi master or Jedi Knight, shows, because they really went the extra mile. We'll talk about that when we get towards the end of the film. What did you think about their lightsaber style? Like, what did you think about how you think they improved on it over the first three movies?
Oh, definitely, the lightsabers are awesome, and the light, it's beautiful. So I wish they had the technique 1977, and we would see a way better lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader in Episode 4. But unfortunately, the time wasn't right. So it's great to see the full potential of a lightsaber in a Star Wars movie. So it's absolutely great.
Nice. And then so moving on, we go to thank you, man, for that insight. And like I said, we're gonna get to that towards the end of the movie because that's another really good thing that we're gonna talk about towards the end. But now they're getting they tell R2 to stay in that hangar to be able to help them get to either a top floor to rescue Chancellor Palpatine. And they take an elevator, something happens. Um, they get what do you call it? They have trouble going up and down. R2 finally gets the elevator to go up, and they're running into some droids. A bunch of acrobatics from Anakin and Obi-Wan showing their overall Jedi Knight statures and skills. So finally they get to the top after freaking jumping through freaking elevator shafts and everything. They get to the top. They find Chancellor Palpatine, and now we get into Count Dooku. And I'll just say this: I want to pass it to Nina before. I want to pass it to Nina, but before I want to get to that, when they get there and they find Palpatine and they're about to battle Dooku, it's a totally different type of battle from Attack of the Clones. Because Attack of the Clones, Anakin was easily overpowered, and even in Phantom Menace, Anakin had no idea what the Force was. Um, so now he's on a different level. Anakin's on a different level. He's more confident. He's not as, let's just say, hot-headed or angry. Still has his anger spurts, but he's more concentrated, more mature. So this time now they're gonna battle, and Count Dooku is there, and they're gonna start the battle to save the Chancellor. So a lot of lightsaber freaking masterful work, man, and the way they're fighting Count Dooku taking out Obi-Wan pretty easily. That kind of got me, holy shit, like Count Dooku's no pushover now. He's a very skilled Sith, but I mean he's already had a past as a Jedi, because if I am correct, I believe that he was once Yoda's Padawan. From what I might
Yeah,
remember. I
yeah,
think
yeah. Doku was Yoda's Padawan.
Okay, there we go. So now, Nina, take it from here, man. Explain how explain how Doku and Anakin and Obi-Wan take on take on that Sith Lord Doku, man. What tell me, explain it.
Yeah, what can I say? It's so they like you said, they Doku is was kidnapping. I believe Doku was it who kidnapped Palpatine, and they had this battle. I believe it's 15 minutes into the movie. Because I'm not too familiar with Episode 3, so I have my notes here. Um, so that's a little tough for me. So the thing I know is when that Doku was responsible for Anakin's hand or arm that
Yeah,
he lost
yeah,
in the fight with Doku, because he wasn't ready yet to fight him. But that's 3 years ago, and in 3 years, a lot of training happened with him. So yeah, at the end, they are battling, and Palpatine is saying, "Do it," and he's taken the red one and the blue sword, and he's beheading Dooku with the red and the blue lightsaber.
Yeah. No, yeah,
And then they are rescuing Palpatine.
yeah, and well, that's the thing too. Like, I say because I saw that and I was really like intrigued by it, and that's part of what I like about Anakin, that he's trying to suppress the anger, suppress those dark thoughts that he has, and he does before he kills Doku. He does have a second thought. He says, "I shouldn't kill him. I shouldn't kill him," and you know, Palpatine being with the influence he has over Anakin is just it's so strong that Anakin usually follows everything he says, and but the battle, I mean, you can tell that how much stronger Anakin becomes because he literally dominates Doku and literally like just does takes his arms off. He literally chops his arms off, and then he literally has him right there with both the lightsabers, red and blue, and just right there, like we're ready to kill him. I shouldn't kill him. I shouldn't, but because of Palpatine's influence, he kills him.
Yeah,
And
and the fun stuff is it's like a um when you saw episode 6, Return of the Jedi, that's that scene is a complete mirror because you see Palpatine is cuffed, or how do you say it? It's sitting on a throne,
yeah,
handcuffed, and he's talking to Anakin and tells him, "Hey, do it." It's like it's the perfect reference with episode 6 when Palpatine and talks to Luke Skywalker, that when Luke was fighting Darth Vader with and Palpatine also said, "Now kill him and be on my side, be be on my side, so that they can rule the world, the galaxy." And but like we know, Luke doesn't do it. So that's from episode 3 and episode. That's like a mirror
yeah,
what they had. So but Luke has a um not so it's not so much weak minded like Anakin is. Anakin is very easy to manipulate.
yeah. Yeah, he's still. I think not only is he easy to manipulate, he's still because of his youth. He was easily like naive into believing everything that Palpatine would say and tell him. And then even after when they have to escape the ship, they're gonna escape, and they get caught by they get caught in ratios by General Grievous's because they're in his ship. He knows where it's at, and then they're like, well, the ratios are here. They have Palpatine with them. They got R2 there. R2 jumps in, and they're now that General Grievous captures them, and he's starting to banter and monologue that you're Jedi scum, Jedi slime, whatever. And Anakin stays. He does stay at points. You have a point. You have a very good point. Anakin is very manipulative or very like easily manipulated by Palpatine, but when it comes to him focusing on the battle or focusing on what he has to do, he can break out of it and be a hero and be the person that everybody expects him to be, right? But it's like when they get to that point where they have to fight off Grievous's forces within that right there by the ship's interior where they have to fly it. Grievous takes an easy way out and freaking is able to go out of space, breathe, get into a freaking escape pod. Now he leaves Anakin, the Chancellor, R2, and Obi-Wan, on that ship that's just gonna crash in the Coruscant, right? So they're Anakin again has to play a hero and has to say, well, and Obi-Wan tells him, can you fly this ship? Well, I mean, the ship's already falling apart, so I don't think it's really able to fly it. It's like we're gonna have to crash it on Coruscant, So that's what they do. And then halfway down, the ship falls apart. Half the ship breaks off. And I do like the banter. I do like the kind of comic relief they have, but I think it's kind of still they could have gone a little bit. If they wanted people to take this movie seriously, they should have taken a more serious tone. But I understand the comic relief and the banter between Obi-Wan and Anakin. But now they're they're having to, try to crash the ship into Coruscant, and they're coming in too fast. They manage to get it down. Anakin saves the day again, and then rescues Palpatine, and then since Obi-Wan's a general, he has more important issues to attend to. Going to the Jedi Council leaves Anakin with all of the spoils of being a hero, all of this, and then we know that Anakin and Padme Amidala already have their romance. They got married in secret on back in Attack of the Clones on I think it's Naboo. On
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, they got married, and now they're like Anakin is tired of he says, man, I'm tired of this freaking of all this deception, man. I don't care if they freaking find out we're married. Is like, and then but Padme says, well, don't say that because they find out you're married. They find out we're married. I might lose my seat, and they might kick you out of the Jedi Order. So it's like they have to keep a low profile. So they do that, and then now they're back in they go back to what do you call it, they're doing something, and then Anakin goes back to speak with Palpatine about, oh man, you know what, we're trying to get leads on General Grievous, and this is happening, and you know maybe we might have him now, maybe we might get him, and then but before that, Anakin misses a meeting between him and the Council and the Jedi Council, and they're saying that they want, since he's so close to the Chancellor, they want Anakin to spy on the Chancellor because they think there's something suspicious going on with him, and he doesn't like it. And they says, well, the Chancellor told Anakin, well, I would like you to be I would like you to be ahead of my about in my council, right? And then Mace Windu, who's in my opinion, I think Mace Windu is the most powerful at that point, a little bit above Yoda, but
No.
no,
No.
okay,
No.
well,
Not for me. Not for me. Mace Windu it's really, really powerful, but not for, in my opinion, not like Yoda. For me, Yoda is very powerful.
okay. Well, we'll get to that too. We'll get to that. But now, thank you for the insight, man. Opinions, we agree to disagree. And, yeah. But like Mace Windu tells him, okay, we'll put you on his council, but we won't give you the rank of master. And then Anakin throws a little bit of a fit. He's angry. He still has that anger. That's bent up. Say, well, how can you be a master? How can you be on the council and not be a master? It's like, and then Obi-Wan tells him, man, he tells Anakin, look, you being on the council already at your age is that's a great milestone, man. So just be grateful you're able to be on the council. But the main reason they have him on the council is because they want him to spy on Palpatine, they want him to spy on him. And then they have there's also battle, and there's also still war going on between the separatist leaders and the drone and General Grievous on the planet of the Wookiees. And they tell Master Yoda, well, you know what? I'll go in there and I'll go in there. I'll talk with the Wookiees. I have a good relationship with them. And then they have Obi-Wan go to, I forgot what planet it was, but it's a planet where they think that General Grievous might be at. And it's a planet of different types of races, aliens, but before that, they have
General Grievous is on the. I have my notes here because, like I said, with episode 3, I'm not 100% familiar, and that's why I have my notes. And the planet called Utapau. Or I don't know how you say how you pronounce it. It's called Utapau. The Jedi Council sends Obi-Wan Kenobi to eliminate the cyborg general, much to the anger of Anakin, who wanted his assignment for himself, while Obi-Wan fights Grievous on Utapau and ultimately finish him with the blaster. Anakin remains alone on Cornerstone. Palpatine exploits Anakin's isolation and disappeared. true identity. But that's a little bit far. But I believe this with the reveal that he's a Sith Lord is way. I believe it's after they had the talk in the opera
Yes.
when Palpatine is talking about the how do you say about
Lord Plagueis the Wise.
you know, right about Plagueis. The
Yep.
Palpatine is the was the Padawan of Plagueis.
Yeah. Yeah. He said.
He's the one who killed him in the sleep.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's how crazy that um Anakin still knows. He's already what gets me is that he's already hearing all of this negativity coming from the Chancellor, yet he doesn't act on it. He doesn't do it. But he did have those dreams about about Padme dying in childbirth, and he actually
Yeah,
tells, yeah, and he actually tells her that you die in childbirth, and right away Padme is like, she doesn't worry about herself. She says, "What about the kid? What about my son? Or what about the child?" Like, well, he doesn't know yet. And then that's what gives that's what starts leading Anakin into a more deeper hole of despair and anger and sadness, because he believes, like he did with his mom back in what do you call it, Attack of the Clones, that he had a similar premonition that his mom was going to die, or mom was dying. And it came to pass that when he went to go rescue his mom, she was dying. So
yeah.
he's
She yeah.
good.
And that's the that's the force who is driving him. He wants to save the ones who he loves. So, and that's the only focus he has. And when they were talking in the opera, and that there was Plagueis who could prevent people from dying, of course it goes into the head of Anakin. So, and he listens. Oh, maybe I had this dream about Padme dying in childbirth, so maybe I can um, prevent pre, I can prevent this for that she's not dying. So, but and that's the manipulation. So when somebody says, okay, he already he already lost his mom by the Tusken Raiders who tortured her, and and she died. So of course he wants to do everything to save the people who he loves. So can we blame him for doing this? No, but on 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 what point? So for me, he went to a point where he was blind and couldn't
Desperate.
see it. So then, what's for me is that then he understood. Okay, Palpatine um, is a Sith Lord, and then he's get angry, and then they had the fight with Mace Windu and Anakin and Palpatine. So I don't know. It's for me. It was too too fast. So that that the the turning point, and my my what when Mace Windu is such a powerful Jedi, he could easily take down Anakin. So I wish that they had some better fight, something better, like let Palpatine and Mace Windu have a fight that Anakin can see how powerful the dark side can be. That he's how powerful a Sith Lord can be. when while fighting Mace Windu. So at the end, Palpatine was a coward and said, "Oh, I help me, Anakin, help me." But I rather would love to see a real good fight between Mace Windu and Palpatine, but I don't know why they didn't do it. So that's a little bit, um, but it's okay. It's how it is because the manipulation of Palpatine was okay. So and at the end, we don't know if Mace Windu is dead or not. So there is a saying: nobody dies in Star Wars.
And I was gonna say, I was gonna add too, man. You know what? I mean, we already got to most of what we talked about. You know, now that we got to that point, but like, remember when before I want to talk on that. I want to talk on that battle between Mace Windu and Palpatine. But remember that before that happened, Anakin went to Yoda, and Yoda told him. Yoda told him specifically. He says, like, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. And the fact that he told him that, well, he didn't tell him who it was, but he says, you know, I just see death, and is it somebody, is it you or someone you know? It's someone that I know, someone. And he's and as harsh as it sounds, we all have to remember that that's why Jedi are lone warriors. They're like monks. They don't have relationships. They don't, I mean, maybe some do in secret, but they don't have relationships. A lot of them don't have kids. A lot of them are loners. They're true warriors bound to the Jedi Order. And I guess because that's how Yoda is. Yoda says you need to learn how to let go of everything you fear to lose. You have to learn to let go. But he's still very young. So, but like you said too, can we really blame him for wanting to save Padme? But I think, in my opinion, that I think it was Yoda telling him that telling Anakin, even if that person's going to die, you need to accept the fact that they're going to die. You need to understand that they're going to die. But it's so hard. It's, I mean, you got to put. We would have to put, say, I would have to put myself in Anakin's, position, and be like, do I really want the woman that I love to die? And then, I don't even know if my kids are going to die with her or not. So it's like he's so scared, he's so freaked out and scared that he even goes to Yoda about it. But I mean, that's something I just wanted to add. But Yoda told him, like,
Yeah,
if you want if you want to be clear of your mind, if you want to be clear of turning to the dark side, because he said all of that leads to the dark side, and you need to learn how to let go of everything you fear to lose. But now, that's just what I wanted to add. But now that we get, I do agree with you a big time, man, that if Mace Windu was easily able to overpower the Chancellor, and the Chancellor being so, like, look, like, yeah, kills 3 Jedi like nothing, but when it came to Mace Windu, who is very powerful, but not like you said, on level with Yoda, like, how was he able to overpower Palpatine so easily? And Anakin's there, and you could tell, like, even me, I felt like, Anakin, why are you believing this freaking low life piece of shit that he could save the ones you love? And yet he said he doesn't know how. He does not know the secret, but yet he says, I can help you save the ones you love. And then, like, I agree with you. I think they should have gone a different way on Anakin finding his way to the dark side. I think what you mean also is that he should have had, if they should have made Palpatine look more powerful, more imposing, and maybe overpower Mace Windu. Then that would have made Anakin think, well, shit, this is the power of the dark side. Well, fuck, this is what I should go. I should definitely change to the dark side. But the way he did it was in regret, because he just said, I need him. We should, don't kill him. I need him. And that's where I understand where you're coming from, man. That was kind of it's like you have a bunch of question marks on your head when you're thinking
yeah,
of what you just saw.
yeah. At the end, Anakin was when you see Anakin wanted him. He knew now that he is a Sith Lord, so and he wanted him to like put in jail. but how will you put a powerful Sith Lord into jail? That's out of the question. So, but you don't have to forget, Anakin comes from suffering since episode one. He
Yep.
was taken. He was taken by a Jedi from his mom. Then his mom dies in episode two. Then he's married and he's going to be a father. So he has so much in him to worry about that it darkened his mind. So of course he wants to do something good by preventing someone who he loves to die, but the opposite happens to him, and it's a very tragic story when you think about it. So
Yep.
from episode one to episode three, he suffered a lot. So if you only watch the episode one, two, and three, and then you go to Rogue One, and then you go to episode four, you missed all the stuff what happens in, like in the Clone Wars, when in the time between it, when you have the animation or the animation series where he is where he's the master of Ahsoka, and a lot of stuff is happening. So if you only have the episode one, two, and three, then you can understand. Okay, he comes from a very tough position, but when you see Clone Wars, then and he's doing some good stuff, and seeing him fighting with Ahsoka, it's heartbreaking because everything he's doing
It's for nothing.
is for nothing and leads to suffering. So that's why I believe his whole life was suffering from the beginning. I don't know how his life wouldn't Qui-Gon Jinn took him from his mom. Maybe he would turn out a different person.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, hey, it's.
So
Yeah. I agree.
maybe you can blame the Jedi that he became what he became, because of the mindset of the Jedi's. Because the if we are realistic, Qui-Gon is the person who is responsible for him going in. He was, I believe, he was 9 years old when he left with
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn. So that's the first time he left somebody who he loved, and then he's with the Jedi, so he doesn't have a mom, a dad, nothing. He only has Qui-Gon, and then we know Qui-Gon dies in episode one, and then he only has Obi-Wan Kenobi, and of course, and he has Padme, and everything starts again with the thought, oh, I will lose her, she will die when she gives childbirth, and yeah, but everything came true because what he was dreaming. So his mother died, Padme died, and yeah, it's tough for him. So I can understand why he turned to the dark side just to save his
Padme.
loved ones, but it doesn't work this way.
Yeah. And he and that's see, that's another reason why I wanted to talk about this movie, because I was very intrigued by Anakin Skywalker's tragic past, and when I first saw this, and I saw this in theaters when it came out,
Yeah,
and
me too.
yeah, and I was like, wow, dude, I mean, we already mentioned this movie has a lot of plot holes, a lot of like what the fuck moments, but
Yeah, the dialogues are
yeah,
I don't know. So the people are so upset they want George Lucas to make the make the Star Wars movies, but for my original opinion, nah, please not, because the dialogues and he made three good movies with episode 4, 5, and 6, but uh, I don't know.
oh yeah,
I
but we'll get to
I
that, but we'll,
I have I don't know if I really want him to
do them.
do Star Wars. I'm happy that we have Dave Filoni now, but it's tough. It's sometimes tough. I understand um, the people who love episode 1, 2, and 3 because they grew up with it, but for me, it's a very tough watch, and yeah,
No, yeah,
maybe uh, it's it is how it is. It's for children, and children love. I remember when my nephew, when he was now he's 14, when he was younger, I showed him, of course, Star Wars. I showed him first the original, and then I showed him the prequels. He, as a child, he loved the prequels more because they're colorful and more lightsabers and modern, and he just loves it now, and that's okay. The Like I said before, episode 1, 2, and 3 is for the younger generation, like for us, episode 4, 5, and 6. So I cannot blame them for it. But for me, it's a really tough watch because you know what's happening to Anakin, and you know how that he is a good person, but there is something in episode 3 that pisses me absolutely off, that killed his redemption arc, and
and we'll
it's such a great character of from where he's coming to where he's going, and it's absolutely perfect. We always say sorry, character development, and the development of Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, is for me one of the greatest in cinema history, because from where he's coming to where he's going, it's absolutely phenomenal. So
I was gonna
it's great. It's great to see it. But yeah, we will talk about the one scene that where I say, okay,
yeah. I
F
think
it.
I think I already know where it kills his redemption arc, but we'll get to that. But now we'll continue to the movie. Now we saw Anakin stops and literally freaking chops off Mace Windu's freaking hand from killing Palpatine. Palpatine kills supposedly kills Mace Windu. You don't know if he's dead or not. And then now Palpatine, uh, I mean Anakin succumbs to the dark side and becomes a student of becomes a the apprentice of Darth Sidious. His name is actually Darth Sidious. So his
Yeah.
Palpatine's name is Darth Sidious. So they go on from there. He tells them, "Okay, we'll find a way to." He says, I have the way to I have a way to save the ones you love." But then he says, "I think we will find a way to save Padme." Well, I think he was just manipulating him anyway. We go to the point where now he wants to send Anakin to the Jedi Temple to catch them
But
up.
but we know that it's possible to bring back people to life. We saw it. Yeah, you haven't seen it in you see it in episode 9. of the Rise of Skywalker. And yeah, so it is possible to bring people back to life, but I don't believe it's um it's um
Deserved.
it's the purpose of Palpatine. Does he really want him to teach him how it's done to bring people back to life, or preventing them from dying? I don't know. I wish to see more of the capability, but that's the thing. So that's why I say I would love to see Palpatine doing something. May just I don't know, just to prove to Anakin, okay, look, you can bring somebody from the dead back, or preventing them from dying. Then I would understand why Anakin joined Palpatine, but we didn't get it. So he just believed what Palpatine was saying to him. That's all. So Palpatine told him, "I can teach you. I can teach you how to prevent somebody from dying," but he doesn't show it. So that's a little puffy for me, because why he didn't show it somehow. I don't know how they could do it, but the evidence, okay, yes, he can do it, and he will teach me. Then I would understand, okay, I'm going to the dark side.
Yeah. No, yeah, true. No, it's true. And then see, and that's another thing too. Like they don't elaborate on it. They don't explain or elaborate on it. They just think, okay, well, he just said he's gonna help him, and that's it. And now he sends Anakin to do that. And while that is happening, Obi-Wan already killed General Grievous on that other
Upa,
planet. Yeah,
Utapau.
Utapau, yeah. So he already killed him on that planet, and now he's starting to wonder. He had to. It's cool how they use that lizard to catch up to get General Grievous. That lizard and the animation was really good. I really liked how Obi-Wan used that, and he has to find a way to, okay, now everything's going good. He bumps into the commander Cody, who is one of the
Yeah.
clones.
One fun fact about Grievous. Grievous had this cough and everything. You remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and and there is a fun fact, because when they were shooting this movie, um, George Lucas was so sick and had these coughs and everything, and he went into the recording studio, and they recorded the um, the the coughing and everything, and then they used it for Grievous. So this is originally the coughing and sickness of George Lucas.
Oh wow, that's I didn't know that. Like I said, why the hell is he coughing? Like he's a cyborg. Why would he be coughing? But I thought he was just sick. I thought he had problems or whatever. I didn't even see he had lungs or anything. So I don't know when like how Obi-Wan opens him up. I see a heart. I don't know if I saw lungs. Maybe there was any there, but now I know.
Uh, yeah, I don't know why they did it, because he's a robot, but okay, it is what it is.
Yeah, but now that he's dead, he's wiped out. They're still winning the battle, fighting the battle, and this is another thing that threw me off, because now we're gonna get to the point where, um, because we're gonna get to the point where Anakin is sent to the Jedi Temple, and we all know who watched it, why he's there, and that's where before that, while that's going on, Palpatine orders. He orders, what is that? What's the order?
66.
66. So where I tripped out on is how the hell did Palpatine have all of that power over the clones, and yet he has the clones literally turn on everybody that they're helping.
Because yeah, there you have to see that's the problem with, if you only watch the movies. when you watch the animated series, there you can see that they have a chip inside, and the chip is going to be activated. So when the chip is going to be activated in the head of the clones, then they turn. So
Oh,
there is in Clone Wars when the Order 66 is set by Palpatine. There is Rex, the best friend of Ahsoka, a clone, and she rescues him by taking out the chip out of his head. So they're all manipulated. So
oh, okay.
and that's how they turn. So that's the problem, because when you don't know the series, you know, okay, they have a chip inside of their head. So that's how it was in the animated series. So that they
Oh,
you can see in the animated series that they have a sequence where he's ordering the Order 66, and that's what happens, because every clone is a clone of Jango Fett, the father of Boba Fett. That's why everybody is looking the same.
yeah, yeah. That I remember. That yeah, Jango Fett was the one that provided the DNA for all of the clones, and that's why I was
Yeah,
like,
and they're taking previous about Grievous. Yeah, when Obi-Wan shot him with the blaster in his heart, and so he throws it, and he throws the blaster away and says, "So uncivilized," and that's an absolute reference to episode 4, when because he's a lightsaber man and he doesn't like the blasters. So for him, the blasters are uncivilized. So that's an absolute reference to episode 4 when he says so uncivilized.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he
He
doesn't.
doesn't like blasters.
He doesn't like blasters. He only uses just the lightsabers and everything like that. I think I remember that. But no, yeah. See, it's just see. Thank you, Master Jedi needed. Thank you, Master Jedi needed for the for the added information, bro. Because I wouldn't have known none of that. I know about that animated series about Clone Wars or Attack of the Clones or something, Clone Wars, but I never seen it. So now that you told me, I'm glad you let me know that. I didn't know about it because Order 66 always threw me out because like where the hell did that come from? Like how the hell did he get all of that? How the hell did he just says one thing and then all the clones turn on everybody? I'm like, okay, now I know why. But
Yeah.
but also so now that that's happening, now we get to the part where Anakin goes to the Jedi Temple, and I want to just say this. Maybe I'm right, but is this the is this the is this the arc that literally throws like just literally throws away his redemption
Of what are you talking about?
when when Anakin goes to the Jedi Temple and kills the younglings? Is that what kills his redemption arc to you?
For me, it does. For me, it does.
It makes sense. It makes
You
sense.
cannot be redeemed after you're killing younglings. It's it's it for me. No way, no way. It kills the redemption arc absolutely. You cannot like somebody who's killing children.
Yeah.
It's so innocent children who cannot defend themselves. And for me, they could have left it out, and the redemption arc would work for me perfectly, absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
But and see it this way: he kills all the younglings with what color of a lightsaber? What color was the lightsaber?
Blue.
And who gets this blue lightsaber?
Uh
Obi-Wan is taking that blue lightsaber after they fight at Mustafa, and
yeah.
he gives the blue lightsaber to Luke Skywalker. This is the lightsaber of your father. Even that Obi-Wan knows that Anakin Skywalker killed children with this lightsaber and gave it to Luke Skywalker. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a bit of I, I I don't know. They could have left it out. So it has a bad taste for me that Obi-Wan gives Luke a lightsaber where he knows
Children were killed.
Jedi younglings were slaughtered by Anakin Skywalker. But
Yeah.
put it this way, maybe they didn't know it when they didn't do it when they were shooting this movie in 1976 or 1976 when they were doing shooting this movie for episode 4. They didn't knew what will happen. So yeah, for me
Yeah.
that kills the redemption arc. But without this point, it would be perfect. From a child where he was a good-hearted child, he was a good-hearted child, to being to be at the end killing Palpatine and turning back to the good. So because there was good in him, and yeah, he saved one person um, in his whole arc. Like he saved the life of his son by killing Palpatine. He he knew, okay, I'm done with all this manipulation. So good, but for me, that scene they could have left it out.
Yeah.
It,
No,
it's just it's just my opinion, and yeah, I don't know.
see, see, and I
It
didn't think
is how
about.
it is now, and we cannot change it.
You see, now that I think about that, now I didn't, I totally forgot about. I didn't realize that this was your son in episode 4. This is your father's lightsaber. Now I think about it. Holy shit! This is the one that he killed. He killed a bunch of children with it. I'm like, now I think about it, like, wow, like that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so glad that I brought you on, man, because I'm all of this stuff, you're putting everything into perspective now. So that's why I'm glad to have you on here, man. And you're right, and I agree with you. It's like it's a throwaway. They literally threw away his redemption arc. It's like they didn't even think about it. Like, why did they have to do that when they could have went a different way? Maybe he killed other Jedi, but maybe he didn't have to kill children, and maybe he still would have kept his redemption arc. But
And my problem is, what I see is, why? What was the point of doing it, and why? What is the point of putting this into the movie? Maybe you can help me. What happened that he led to this point by killing younglings?
yeah, none. Like there's none that I can think of. Like I mean, the only thing I can think is not it's not even but it's not even valid too. Like he's just desperate. He's so desperate to save Padme because she's gonna die that he's willing to. No, like even Padme would say, I don't even think my life is worth you killing little kids, killing children. Like I
Yeah, but she also didn't believe it when
nope.
Obi-Wan told her, "Yeah, I saw a video that he killed younglings."
Yeah,
And you don't see them, you don't see how he kills them, but you see at the end they're laying dead on the floor.
yeah. And you did, and they
And
did.
but
And
but
go ahead.
but but there, if you saw the TV show Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show Obi-Wan, there is one character called Riva, and she is one of the survivors from the slaughter of Anakin Skywalker. So it's a complicated. He didn't kill every youngling, and some of them survived, but I don't understand the point of showing why why why
Yeah,
it mattered. So it's just my point. So people can, maybe somebody can explain me the reason why. I don't understand it, because the character arc from Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, is a perfect story. It's a perfect arc from beginning to the end. from a good-hearted child back on Tatooine to killing Palpatine because he still has some good in his heart and saves Luke
Luke.
Skywalker from dying. So that's the only person he rescued for of not being killed.
Yep. Well, yeah. Well, like I said, we'll get to more of that towards the end. So now we're pretty much almost halfway. We're like 3/4 in. So now Anakin goes the Jedi Temple, kills most of and or not all of the adult Jedi, and then he takes a whole bunch of clones with him because the Order 66 has already been implemented, and now the freaking the clones on what was it Upatau or yeah on the planet where Obi-Wan is, they turn on him. He has to leave. He has to go. He gets one of the rogue ships that Grievous was going to use. Goes there, starts contacting people. This is where Senator Organa actually went to the temple to find out what was going on, and they just said that the clones just say you have to leave. He finds out that they're killing all of the Jedi, so he goes. Let's Obi-Wan know that Yoda's already with him. He saved Yoda, and then that Yoda was on the planet of the Wookiees. Chewbacca showed up on this movie. He survived. So they found an extra pod that Yoda was able to go and escape from. So they all meet up. Organa, Yoda, and Obi-Wan find out, okay, this is what happened at Jedi Temple. It's been overrun. They've been killed. They don't find out who it is. They don't know who it is yet. And then they Obi-Wan and Yoda decide to go back to the temple to find out what the hell's going on. And then this is where Anakin is already playing dumb to Padme, saying that, you know what, my allegiance is to the Senate, my allegiance to whatever, the Republic, whatever. And then Palpatine is already planning other shit. And then he goes to Mustafar, to the volcanic planet, because Palpatine sent all of the separatist leaders over there so Anakin could wipe them all out, and then the Empire can start. And then they're all called Senator Organa, Padme Amidala. They're all summoned to the main council, whatever, or the main thing for all of the senators and everything. So this is where Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, implements that the Jedi. He's trying to blame the Jedi. He's literally blackmailing them and saying that they all should be killed. We're gonna hunt them down, and that my face has been scarred and this and that. But now he starts the construction of the new galactic empire, and that this is where Yoda had said, well, while they're doing all of that, Yoda and Obi-Wan can go into they can sneak into the Jedi Temple, find out what the hell's going on, and turn off a signal that's calling all the remaining Jedi to return so they can get wiped out. And then they do that. They find out what's going on. Obi-Wan finds out that it was Anakin that killed the majority of all of them. Like you said, he didn't kill all of them, but he killed mostly all of the Jedi and even the younglings. And Yoda says, if you look into those security videos, your only pain you're gonna finds out that it was Anakin that did everything. Then Yoda says, well, now Anakin, young Skywalker's been consumed by Darth Vader. So now while Obi-Wan tries to go to Padme to find out where Anakin's whereabouts are, Yoda decides to go and meet up with Palpatine. And this is where another great Jedi versus Sith battle happens, where Yoda starts to battle Darth Sidious. And would you want to put some info on that, my brother, Master Jedi Neenan?
Yeah, that for this is I there you can see how powerful really Palpatine is, how powerful of a this he is. And you see it's not easy to fight a Yoda, and that's why what I mean, he easily could take over Mace Windu by himself.
Yeah.
And show Anakin, see that kind of power you can have. And the fight with Yoda is absolutely great. It's a great fight, and at the end we know that Yoda is not winning. And for me, that's the reason why he is going to Dagobah. And I have some notes.
Hmm.
I have here. Duh, 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 duh. Hold on. I have here some notes. Duh, duh, duh. Where do I have it? I found my reference
Okay.
about Yoda.
Okay. Go ahead.
So here is Yoda's duel with Palpatine breaks the old master's spirit as he falls into the abyss and loses his cloak. He realizes he cannot defeat the Sith Lord. This sets up his state in Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, a broken exiled hermit hiding in the mud of Dagobah. That's what I have for me as information. And
Okay.
yeah, that summits it real good, because Yoda is so devastating that he is hiding, that he goes hiding after um, after he did some training. So at the end of the movie, sorry that we're skipping. Yeah, he has to give some training to Obi-Wan, that he can talk to his master. But somehow from that scene to the Obi-Wan series, something must happen that broke the spirit of Obi-Wan, because he had no power in in the TV show. And he yeah, watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and then you can understand. There is some that's so tough sometimes with the connection when you watch something, and you have to watch something before. So that's why I have here on my telephone. I have on my telephone the I was asking here about the timelines. So there you have episode 3 is 19 BBY, and BBY is Battle Before Yavin. That's the battle um, in New Hope. New Hope
Okay.
is like zero. So you can say that's 19 years before, and then you have the Bad Batch. Solo, a Star Wars story, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi. So between Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show, um, hold on, between Obi-Wan Kenobi and the TV show, and Return of the Sith is like 10 years. So in that show, Luke Skywalker is 10 years, and something must happen in these 10 years. So I don't know what happened, but that's the thing. And the Star Wars movie with Han Solo is between 13 and 10.
Okay.
So it's like 10 years before he's 10 years later he's meeting Luke Skywalker, and Yoda was and 20 years before so Yoda was on Kashyyyk and was talking to Chewbacca, and something also must happen to Chewbacca between um, the meeting with Yoda and the meeting with Han Solo in Solo, a Star Wars story, because Chewbacca was captured, and yeah, it's like 20 years. So Yoda does know Chewbacca, but I have no clue. In no, they don't meet in any of these in any of these movies, 4, 5, and 6. But Luke meant, I don't know if Chewbacca was there. I have to rewatch it if Luke was telling he's going to Yoda, because Chewbacca has to know Yoda, because Chewbacca fought with Yoda side by side when they in that movie.
Yeah.
There you can see that all the Wookiees fought on the side with Yoda. So Yoda has to know, and Chewbacca has to know Yoda. I don't know if they referenced it in some of the movies. I have to, like I said, I have to recheck if if Chewbacca knows that Luke Skywalker is going to be trained by Yoda, but somehow they're good friends, and maybe they talked about it and they didn't show it in the movie. But somehow I believe Chewbacca has to remember Yoda.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I agree, man. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he went into he lost to Palpatine. He felt so devastated because he felt he really failed. He put a lot of it on himself. So that's why he goes into self exposed exile and on that planet, like you said, on and
Dagobah.
yeah, Dagobah. And then um he's one of the last Jedi, one of the last remaining Jedi. So now it's up to now we get to that point. Now we're at the point where um and, uh when Obi-Wan talked with Padme, she didn't tell him anything, but he knew that, and Yoda had said, follow your heart and find him you will. So he followed Padme because she was gonna go look for Anakin. He followed her. They go to Mustafar. They have the great battle. The lightsaber battle that was freaking insane, bro. Like I told myself, holy shit, this is gonna be this is an amazing, one of the most amazing lightsaber battles I'd ever seen. And like you could tell that Ewan McGregor and Aiden Christensen put in the time to train for this scene, man. And
I have here something that I have here fact. Hold on, where does I have it? Okay, here. I have this. No, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen trained for 2 months, several hours a day. The unbelievable speed of the duel is not digitally. Sorry, I translated it from German to English. Accelerated. The actors performed the choreography at that exact speed in real life. So it's exactly the speed. The speed you see in the movie is the actual speed. And another fun fact is that they the sorry, the
okay,
volcano footage. They It's original footage they filmed on the Mount Etna. The Mount Etna was erupting,
yeah,
and George Lucas sent a film crew up there to film the original lava. You say lava also in English?
yeah, yeah.
The lava. Um, all the lava stuff you see is real lava footage from the Mount Etna,
Oh
from
wow.
out of Italy.
Okay.
So I wrote it here. Um, Real volcano footage grows out of Mount Etna in Italy happened during filming. Lucas sent a crew to capture real lava eruption with their were then digitally composite into the movie.
Okay. Good. No, yeah,
Yeah, that
I did not know that. I see another
yeah.
thing. No, but I mean, but yeah, like see the whole fact when they went through the whole lightsaber thing, we can't do it frame by frame because it was such a long fight. But we get to the point where their speed and the way they're doing it is you said it's like it's their actual speed of how much they train for those months, man. And it showed like it was like they you could tell they put in the work. They took it seriously. That's what I liked about it. And I mean, the dude, the freaking the lightsaber battle was holy shit, bro. It was fucking insane, dude. It was like even when my mom watched it, she was like, "Oh my god, like this and that." Like she's yeah, me too. I was like, we both watched it in theater, so I was like, man, this is amazing. And now we get to the point where unfortunately Anakin is so consumed by his anger and rage and all this, and Obi-Wan gets the high ground when they get back on actual land, even though it's still volcanic. He Anakin becomes too confident. He tries to jump on the other side where Obi Kenobi is, and he ends up getting his all his limbs chopped off. He gets all
Yeah,
yeah, except for the I think the right hand. That's the only one that I
yeah,
can think of. Yeah, hold on. It's because Odie's freaking Odie's barking man. No, but yeah, he was it was insane, bro. It was just it was magnificent, man. And he gets all his other limbs chopped off, man. And then he starts telling you were the chosen one. Obi-Wan says you were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. And this is where Anakin's like, I hate you. And then Obi-Wan says, you were my brother. Hold on, give me a second. My parents just got here.
okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, man. It's because my family just got back in, and Odie goes crazy every time we get home, man. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, so he gets all this. They start going back and forth, and like then uh, Anakin gets caught by the lava flames, and his whole body goes into his whole body just gets burned and everything, and even Obi-Wan can't even look at that. So he just walks away and gets like you said, gets the lightsaber and takes off, and then he has to go get Padme, and then they find that they're leaving. They leave Mustafar, and then they find out they make contact with Senator Organa or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Bail Organa.
Yeah, yeah. And then they go to that. I guess they go to that secret base, and this is where they find out that she has to have the kids quickly. We have to do. She has to go into labor. We have to deliver the children, or else because she's dying. Like what? She's lost the will to live. She's so heartbroken.
Yeah,
I guess what happened that she's losing the will to live. So they do the whole she has labor, they're twins, so she's holding twins, which was the not for us who have already seen them, but we weren't surprised that it was twins. It was Luke and Leia. So once they're born, they're both named, and they say that she dies. Unfortunately, she dies, and which was true. And in Anakin's case, she still died for nothing. He couldn't accomplish anything. She still died.
now at the end,
Yeah,
Palpatine tells him, "Yeah, you killed her in your rage because you see when they are on the plane, when she's on the platform, on the when she arrived, and Anakin sees Obi-Wan Kenobi, he chokes her with the Force.
yeah,
So and she's on the floor. So maybe that's the part where he thinks she's dead or whatever, or Palpatine tells him that he killed him, and then he turns into yeah, there he is already, Darth Vader.
yeah.
And that's the first time that's the first time we hear the voice of James Earl Jones when in that part Darth Vader says no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's the first time they had their that's voiced by James Earl Jones, the original voice of um, Darth Vader. Rest in peace, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, correct.
But this, unfortunately, that's another lie by Palpatine. So he's a good manipulator, and yeah,
Yeah, and they ship. Yeah, and they ship. And then they ship. Organa takes him and his wife take Leia and Obi
that,
Wan.
that's why that's why you have that's why she is called in the episode 4 Leia Organa, not Leia Skywalker.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we find out later that she is Luke's twin sister.
Yeah, and then they and
But
even
we talk about that in the when we talk about
yeah,
episode 4, 5, or and 6.
yeah, yeah, and then Luke takes him to Obi Wan takes Luke to Tatooine where his uncle and his aunt take care of him. And Lars, was it Lars? Yeah, it was Lars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aunt Beru and Lars.
yeah. So that's where it ends, man. And then when they show the funeral of Padme Amidala on Naboo, and yeah, it's such he's is Darth Vader's a tragic character, man. And it wasn't even that much of a happy ending. It wasn't a happy ending at all. So
But at the end, there are some other fun facts when you see the funeral. So you have, and you know Ahsoka. Ahsoka is a real close friend of Padme Amidala, and you didn't see it in the episode 3 in Return of the Sith, but in the animated series, you can see there. You see that she's attendant in secretly the funeral of Padme Amidala. And yeah, there are so many connections. So I can um, say everybody just watch also the animated series, watch Clone Wars, watch Rebels. They are absolutely great, and you get a new perspective about the movies when you watch all the background stories and you see what happens. And even more tragic is it the story arc of Anakin Skywalker. At the end, for me, Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader. Never won, never won a fight that was very important. He lost against Luke Skywalker. He lost against Obi-Wan Kenobi. He lost twice against Obi-Wan Kenobi. One on Mustafa and one in the TV show. He lost against Ahsoka. So he's a really tragic character, and he is a powerful Jedi, but there are different persons who are more powerful than him, who at the end, with the heart they have and the fighting skills like they have, they overturn Darth Vader. But at the end, it is what it is with Anakin. And for me, like I said, it's a perfect character arc from the beginning till the end, with with uh, with this flaw they had in the middle with the younglings. My opinion, they could have cut it out so the character arc would be perfect, from being a good child back to being back a good person by saving the life of Luke Skywalker. So that's just my opinion, but and we don't have to forget that they had to do some stuff with Obi with C-3PO, and that they had to erase his memory so that he doesn't know about Anakin. He doesn't even know that Anakin is his builder. Um, and yeah, and the only one who has memories is R2D2. There was never somebody who erased R2D2's memory. So that means R2D2 must have a very, very big memory spot in his joint. But it is what it is with it. They had to make it believable for episode 4. What are they going to? But we will talk about Rogue One. But I highly recommend, if you want to talk about Rogue One when we talk about it. I know it's tough. Maybe you just watch the TV show Endor if you have the time,
Mm,
um, because when you watch Endor, if you watch just Rogue One without watching Endor, it's a total different movie. If you saw Endor and then you watch Rogue One, the tragic about what's happening in Rogue One hits it's harder and deeper than if you watch it without watching Endor.
okay.
It's just a little thing I have to say there is, but at the end, Endor is one of the best and written and performed shows in the Star Wars universe. So it's absolutely perfect. So I highly recommend everybody to watch Endor and then watch again Rogue One. Then Rogue One will hit totally different because you have all the character arc of of the characters who you see in Rogue One. That's what I can say at the end. It's
Yeah.
an absolute great TV show. I highly recommend everybody should watch it.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. And there it is, man. Like honestly, like there's our first video discussion on Star Wars Episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith, and we did, like I said, we did point out little points of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones. But yeah, it's for me, it's like I said, it's my favorite in that series. But is it a good movie? Is it a good movie overall? And that's for everyone else to decide. I thought it was okay, but it's just for me. It was a tragedy of watching. It was a tragedy in watching, Skywalker, watching Skywalker become Darth Vader. And but besides that, yeah, but besides that, I mean, everybody who was watching, man, yeah, we will get. I'll try to see if I can watch Endor before we get to Rogue One because we'll probably have to.
I highly recommend. I highly recommend. Watch it. You will not regret it. This is perfect Star Wars.
And and on top of that, my brother, you don't really have anything going on, so I'll let you know when we can get to Rogue One before if I could try to see Endor. I can try to see if I can watch it on my broken in Fire Stick or something because I don't have a Disney Plus, but I'll definitely try to watch it and check it out before we do a review on Rogue One. And aside from that, I don't. I'm gonna take a break because after this, all next month of July, I'm probably just gonna take I'm gonna take a break, man. I've already done about. Well, I'm doing this one. I'm gonna do another one tomorrow, and then I have one on the 20th, and then gotta do one on the 27th. So I'm gonna take a break after the last one of this month, man. I'm taking all of July off, but yeah, man. But again, Nenad, my brother, thank you, man, for taking the time to join me on this video discussion.
Yeah, it was a pleasure being on it. So sorry for because I'm not too familiar with episode 3, 1, and 2 because didn't watch it. My love is for the episode 4, 5, and 6, and I can not wait when we will talk about episode 4, 5, and 6. But first, we will do Rogue One, and Rogue One is an absolute phenomenal movie.
Oh yeah, Rogue One is the best one they've put out. The only real, legit, like continuation that just blew everybody away, man. Blew me away when I saw it. I was like, holy wow, this is to me, it's the best Star Wars, modern Star Wars that they have put out.
Yeah,
And
it's great. It's absolute great. I absolute. So that's why I say watch Endor then watch Rogue One, because have you seen Rogue One yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How many times?
I've only seen it about twice.
So then watch Endor and then watch Rogue One again, and the 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 end scene of Rogue One will hit you even more than it will hit you right now,
Okay.
because something in Endor is happening what turns Rogue One to a whole different movie.
Okay. Well, absolutely, my brother. Well, again, Nenid, Jedi Master, thank you for joining me, man. To everyone who was watching, I do have a few other things coming up, but it's a good thing they're spread out. And tomorrow, I do have a live stream with Jedi Grant Bell where we're talking about the movie Runaway with Tom Selleck, um, and we're gonna get that one done. And but aside from that, I have some other stuff coming. I got one with Lorenzo Vargas. That one's gonna be we're gonna be talking about Spawn and Violator and the history of Spawn and Violator. And
Great.
on the 27th, me, Jedi Grant Bell, and D Film Fanatic are gonna be talking about the movie, the 1996 film Kids, and we're gonna be we've been having
That's a movie where the kids are skateboarding.
yeah, yeah, yep.
It's an absolute great. It's totally great movie.
Yeah, that yeah, it's just that well, I grew up in the era. I was a '90s kid, so I relate a lot to what me and D relate a lot to that movie. So that's why I said let's choose it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
So
that movie is absolute great. It totally shows, for me, one of it shows realistic how the kids were, and it's perfectly filmed, and it's an absolute great movie. So you will have fun talking about. Maybe Jedi Grant Will can join us in the next Star Wars
yeah,
episodes we are doing. Would be great. So to have another input
yeah.
where we can bounce off.
Yes, and I'll tell him I'll definitely tell him about that one for Rogue One but yeah, but aside from that, for everybody who was watching, man, again, it was great to have Needed finally making his debut on the Sci-Fi Society in the video discussion volume 34 for episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith for Star Wars. And to everyone who was watching, you already heard all the input that I got coming up, man. I hope the rest of y'all have a good weekend who are watching. This is Daniel, True Savage, and Nenid, our one and only Jedi Master in the Sci-Fi Society. We all hope you have a good weekend, have a good day. Nenid, I'll get with you. Don't leave yet. But besides that, guys, hope you all have a good day and a good weekend. We are out.
I mean, that whole story is like that's pay per view, guys. Like you don't get a lot of that stuff.
All right,
No,
go
but
one day.